Here I'm going to show the basics of setting up the FH-2's MIDI to CV converters with a little keyboard. Here I've got my Korg Nano key connected to the FH-2's USB-A port. The USB-C port is connected to my computer so I can use the web-based editor. So this is the FH-2's default configuration. You can see in the web-based editor MIDI to CV converter 1 is enabled and it's monophonic, outputting CV and gate. On the FH-2 here, when I play some notes, you can see a gate firing on output 2 and a CV on output 1. I'm not patching the FH-2 to anything in this video, just for clarity really. You can see what's happening perfectly well with the LEDs. Just imagine some sound. So that's the default. Let's edit it. What we want to do first? For example, let's say we want a velocity output as well as the CV and gate. So in the UI, we can click velocity on that MIDI to CV converter, do send to FH-2. And now when we play notes, output 3, the next one up, has become a velocity output. If I try and play softly, it'll be dimmer. If I play hard, it's gone brighter. So that's super easy. There's no aftertouch on this keyboard, unfortunately. What else might we want to do? How about a mod wheel output? Now, mod wheel is CC1. By default, CC1 is assigned to output 2, which you can see in the editor here. So we want to change that. We don't want that to replace our gate, so we'll just turn that one off and then say output 4, the next one up, we'll put on CC1. So output 4, MIDI channel 1, CC1. That's the mod wheel. Send that to the FH-2. And now we should have our CV gate velocity and a mod wheel output on output 4. So that's handy. Other things we could do would be a polyphonic converter. So we've got 8 outputs on the FH-2 itself without any expansion modules. So that would give us a maximum of 4 CV gate pairs. So let's go for a 4-voice polyphonic converter. We'll turn the velocity off, switch that to polyphonic, and you can see some extra things pop up which only apply in polyphonic mode. And then we'll have 4 voices. Everything else is fine, and then we can send that to the FH-2. And now we should have CV gate, CV gate, CV gate, CV gate. If I play notes like that, you can see they're going in a round robin pattern. If I play chords, you get multiple outputs. The one thing you'll notice at the moment is that output 1 is a different shade than the rest. That's because by default output 1 is set to have the plus or minus 5 volt output range, and everything else defaults 0 to 10 volts. Plus or minus 5 volts is often a good choice for pitch CVs. Most analog VCOs will respond to positive and negative voltages. So if we want to change that, we can just choose our CV outputs and put those to plus or minus 5 volts, send that over to the FH-2. And now everything looks much as it did, except the CVs are now bipolar. So there we go, 4-voice polyphonic conversion. If you don't want 4 voices, say you might want, say, two voices with velocity as we had before. How about a trigger as well? So now we've got CV gate, velocity and trigger on 2 voices to use up all our 8 outputs. Send that over. There you go. So voice 1, voice 2, play 2 together. There you have it. So that's some basic MIDI to CV converter setup on the FH-2. Of course, all of that was just using a single MIDI to CV converter. There are 16 available on the 16 different MIDI channels by default, though you could have them on the same MIDI channel with a keyboard split. And there are plenty of options to explore, but that's it for now.